the NBA will take center stage once football stops, and people will watch the NBA playoffs and all that. But the standings are whacked out in the Western Conference. Like Oklahoma City, Memphis, and the Houston Rockets are the best teams in the conference.
You want to talk about a team with overs and no defense? The Wizards are your team. It's unbelievable. They can't make a total high enough. It's nuts.
Sports Rage tonight. Weeknights 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. Only on SportsGrid.
The Bostonian versus the Book.
I remember one time, I don't know if Kenny will remember this, I said put 100 on, I think I left it on a text, put 100 on this horse that won, and then Kenny called me back later and goes, hey, I never got the text. And I'm like,
no.
Oh yeah. Remember that, Kenny?
I would never stiff anybody. When he texted me as they're loading into the gate, maybe, like, it's too late.
The Bostonian versus the Book.
All right, back right here on SportsGrid, you get an opening play from L.A. They hand it off to Kyron Williams, goes negative. A run of one or more yards there was actually minus 140, so a tough break for anybody who played it. They run again to Kyron. Huge play here. If you are the Vikings, again, it's got to get off the field, this, that, and the third. But, man, even getting off the field, it's not like it accomplishes a ton, Donnie. One quick update, Tyler Higbee has been downgraded to out in this football game, so the Rams now down to even fewer options, but still don't expect that to mean anything for Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, didn't get a look at that injury when it actually happened, but who could be surprised by that? You have run Puka Nacua in motion. You're not really covering up here. Simple play, first down, and that's the worst-case scenario if you are a Minnesota backer, because that was 3 plays to get a first down, running clock, and they got 1 more yard than they needed here, Joe.
Yeah, and kills the total, in my opinion, right now, short-term, because, again, milk clock, run the football, take another 3 or 4 minutes off and hope to score a field goal and make this a 27-3 game at worst, right?
Thing is, that would say 3 possessions. It's obviously 3 touchdowns, 3 2-point conversions. So I know that would be a lot to still accomplish, but it just gives you a bit of a perspective there.
Wow.
That pick for me, Maddie.
All right, we'll take that. Is that Allen?
Okay. Is
that even to him? Jeez.
Can we focus on something quickly?
Go ahead.
If you were in charge right now, I go, hey, Donnie.
Yeah.
Rams are going to win this game.
Yes.
Make my Cooper Kupp number for next week. What is it?
23.
I still...
Depends on how he finishes.
No. Right, make it right.
All right, 31. 31 against
34 and a half.
All right, I say 31. 30.
And what was it pregame?
Tonight, 46 and a half. Again,
in the 40s, yeah.
Yeah, it was in the 40s.
34 and a half next week.
I mean, it's tough.
I'm thinking here, Jaden Reed
was one thing like
Jaden Reed was 43 and a half, right? Dobbs was 46 and a half yesterday.
Yeah, but the power wouldn't go off power.
But was it? Think about it. You're talking about a team in Jordan Love that over the last 5 weeks had averaged 173 passing yards per game. And they threw for 170 yesterday. So what do you think? This offense has been throwing for more than that.
But I'm saying, so you think that the Cooper Kupp number would drop around 10 to 15 yards?
Yeah, because I don't think they're going to put it in the 20s.
No,
for such a polarizer.
no.
They get flooded with Cooper Kupp money.
Right. But the thing is, that might be great for them.
But the thing I don't understand is here, it's not as if it's like, well, he got 3 catches for 16 yards, 7 targets. He's not even involved in the offense.
No.
And you would think, like, and we always talk about this, like Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp, do they hate each other? Is there something where they don't get along? Because usually it's like, hey, man, you don't get the football, and take care of this drive. Make a couple moves inside. We'll get you 2 catches, 11 yards, get those vibes back up. See what we could. He's not even targeted.
But he was getting the football. Think of the big games against the Bills. He caught a touchdown.
And he's done nothing since the Bills game.
Did he get hurt? I don't know.
But he's out there every snap.
He had one reception against. There he is in motion. He had one reception against the Jets for 29 yards. There it is. Catch it, man. He
did too.
That's it, baby.
I didn't take anything on that.
Now it's probably back in the 40s. That's
now he's up on it.
But so he catches that ball for 29, which is so appropriate. But here's my point. So you watch that play.
Right.
All right, well, he's not injured. There's nothing wrong with him. He can still catch everything. He's still always open.
Well, we got to ask McVay or Stafford. Well, if we get the opportunity, we'll ask him. What's the reason why you don't target number 10? Does Puka Nacua have to get 17 targets a day?
Yeah. I think and that's the thing about it that is most surprising to me, is you could very well throw Cooper Kupp a screen to get him a touch, and they don't. Now, Kupp is not as much. Puka's the screen guy.
Right.
Kupp is the running out.
But Kupp is supposed to be, and Puka's on this level now because of how he's evolved, but Kupp is supposed to be that pure route runner, right? The guy that can get separation.
Nobody can cover him.
Right, based off of his ability to create separation and coming out of a cut. He was wide open. I mean, if Stafford throws that ball a little bit
touchdown
with less air on a dart, I think he's got separation and potentially scores. It doesn't look like he's hurt.
No, I also just wonder if this is
being covered by a
Matthew
linebacker.
Stafford way, right?
Of not
the
looking
single
the whole
season
game.
receiving yards record belongs to Calvin. Everybody thought that was a Calvin thing. Yeah, next thing you know, here's a Cooper Kupp triple crown.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, Cooper Kupp's in. Yeah, don't worry about that. Puka Nacua sets every rookie record under the sun.
Yeah.
Possible.
But I'm just saying,
he's got one target, one catch.
Matt Stafford's way might just be, I'm looking for one guy. But even that, it still doesn't line up with Kupp's production 6 weeks ago, where there was still some level of production.
They think he fumbled. They said he's down.
Get up.
Big for next week.
He's good. All right.
What is his total yardage at Kyren Williams
Not
in
much.
this game?
Let's see.
Boy.
He was definitely down. Oh, man, that's not a good stretch there, Joe.
No.
He did come away with that easily. I mean, I guess lost up in the Kupp conversation is the fact that this team is now right in scoring distance, right?
Yep.
Again, we talk about a field goal keeps it. It's still a 3-possession game, but
8-8-8.
Has anyone ever actually been down 24 and gone 8-8-8 and tied a game?
No, I don't think so.
You know what I mean?
I don't think so.
We can say it is, but the likelihood of that being the way it plays out is very rare. He really did just put it on the floor because of the stretch.
Yes.
It
is interesting the way it went down because there's got to be some part of his body that was down while he was doing that, but it was really close.
Yeah.
The way it turned out.
But he still had possession.
But the first indication, he's down. He's got to be down. He's not down. He's not down. He's not down. Now he's down. Look at the ball, though.
He's got
that is really close.
But he has
now,
possession.
if you are Minnesota, do you have to just throw a Hail Mary? I guess they're challenging it because it went to commercial.
But it was ruled down.
Yes.
Okay. I have a feeling that if you did one refresh, that we're probably behind enough to where they're like, yeah, it's already going to stay. Am I wrong? Or no word just yet? All right.
But I mean, a lot of people would say wasted challenge by O'Connell. Was it?
No.
On a simple chance you might get that football back, you don't. They kick a field. Is this game are we sitting up here we're about to watch the Buffalo Bills Houston Oilers in the early '90s with an unbelievable comeback? I don't think we're seeing that. Darnold looks terrible. It'll be if they don't get a touchdown on this drive. Let's just say they didn't even get any points on this drive. I'm not even looking for Minnesota to come back.
The thing is with the challenge, Donnie, is you can't just whatever. There is a penalty if you lose it, which is a timeout. And down by this much, those are valuable.
But on the slim chance that you may have seen something that you didn't. We saw that interception, what was it, in the Houston Texans game? I was like, that's an easy interception. You come back from break look at that, the ball actually did hit the ground.
Yeah.
Why are they even reviewing this?
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I did see that. There was you were
Derwin
review.
Yeah.
The Derwin James one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I still think was an interception based on today's. The ball can hit the ground as long as you don't lose possession
I think his arm came off the ball at one point. Could be wrong. All right, so what are we looking at here? Are we looking at Minnesota receiving?
Clock.
How about this? Backup running back, Blake Corum. You want to take his rushing if they put it up with Kyren a little banged up?
Who?
Blake Corum.
Blake Corum.
Russian.
I'm hearing that there's no Blake Corum numbers coming, Joe.
Rivers, then.
Phillip?
Oh, Ronnie Rivers. Whoever the backup. If Kyron's backed up, all right, Blake Corum's my guy. Ron Rivers had 47 yards last week. He did.
We need to get some juice back into this game, though. We need some juice, Joe. What do you got the total at? 50 something?
I have 52.5.
All right.
He's laughing. All right.
Yep.
All right. I didn't check the backup report today. Sorry.
Yeah, but you wanting a number on Blake Corum?
I want any backup for the Rams running backs. Give me a backup running back.
You've been trying to bet Blake Corum week in, week out. We'll be right back.
So my team didn't win this weekend, but I still did with this app that's taking over the game. Sports Millions Pick'em lets you make quick and easy predictions. Pick your favorite players, go higher or lower, and you can still win big even if your team loses. Plus, the multiplier is insane. With just a few picks, you can win big money. So get on it. They've got a welcome bonus to help you start off your winning streak.
There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word. Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What?
How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Your gut says Miami is going to win, and you should take the over. Your gut also said your NFT selfies would only go up in value. They didn't. But your head is on SportsGrid and knows the QB is in concussion protocol. The backup has a 45 QBR against the zone coverage. The New York D has the most sacks in the league. So yeah, trust your head. It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Back with you right here on SportsGrid. Let's get your updated numbers. A field goal made by LA. It's an 18.5-point spread. It's a 47.5-point total.
Brutal.
The expectation is Minnesota is going to come out throwing to start here. So your Sam Darnold number is currently 255.5 live. Currently has 128 yards already in this football game here. The completions prop, he's completed 14. You need 12 more in order to cash what that number sits at. He's plus 124 to be intercepted again. I know typically, though, in a situation like this, the eyes go to the pass catchers, and it's been a while, Donnie, since we've seen Justin haul one in.
Yeah, and it's been a while since we've seen this offense move at will from Minnesota. For most of the year, it looked really good, like a well-oiled machine. Now, the one thing that you have is, Sam Darnold is going to be throwing the rest of the half, but also The Rams' front four pass rushers, they know that. The secondary, they know that as well. Can you get the junk yards put up? Because from a prop perspective for me, my one parlay probably looks dead. I need 5 rushing yards to stay alive, but that still means Darnold has to throw 2 touchdown passes. Justin Jefferson's having a good night. So now I'm looking towards, can I just get maybe a deep shot on Jefferson to get that 27-yard catch I need and or the 90.5 receiving yards? Those should be easy gets because he should get 5 to 6 more targets at least throughout the rest of this game. But we'll see.
I like Hawkinson. Again, he's potentially an option. Maybe your point about Cam Akers, too, in terms of checkdowns. He didn't go for it on that 4th down. Cost his team 3 points. He's going for it the rest of the way. You're down 3 scores and 3 2-point conversions at this point. At what point do you have a sense of urgency? As long as you're past your 40, you go for it. If you get blown out at this point, so be it. But you got to try and score. Can't keep giving the football back and hoping good things happen.
Yeah, this is a very tough spot here. I think right now, you think about the decision-making for O'Connell. I think that's going to be questioned.
Yeah.
The decision not only to kick that field goal, but, of course, the punt to open the half is one that a lot of people will look at for a guy that went out there and threw or went for it on 4th down quite a lot against Detroit, all in all there. So you got to go. It's tempo now, Lisi. Donnie, you got him through a little number there?
We're back in it now. Because that was one of those handoffs that could have been 4.5. They gave him the 5, so it's at 40. So that checks a point here. Justin Jefferson is connected that with 6.5 catches, which means he has to get 7, but 2 touchdown passes is the key. Again, if you're trying to buy time, I don't think they're rushing for any touchdowns. So if they do score tonight, there's no more field goals left for them. It's all touchdowns. Maybe you get a chance at it, Joe.
Yeah, again, I mean, you waste 30 seconds on the play.
That's Justin.
Flag him.
Oh.
No?
Wow. Okay. All right, letting them play.
I mean, there's not really much separation there. I don't know what we're supposed to like. Where does this play go wrong? Because typically we expect.
Oh, he's dead covered. It's just an airborne shot and looking for a bailout. It's a great play by the defender.
They're predictable now, right?
He's holding on to him, but no.
That is the bottom line right now. Everything is basically a pass the rest of the way.
Mm-hmm.
So now,
the problem is here at 3rd and 5. I think you're kind of in 4-down territory, right?
Oh, you're the rest of the way.
But my point is, like,
want a quick handoff up the middle?
Well, no, actually, I'd still be throwing here, Donnie. But the fact that, like, if this is incomplete, you're going again is very important.
Who is that?
I think that's Addison again. No, excuse me, that's
Naylor. We're moving to Rock. We're moving
11
to
and a
Rock.
half.
Come on, Joe.
11.5. 5, you're saying?
Yeah.
Not pre-kick.
Pre-kick, it was like 20-something, I think.
16.5, 19.5, 15.5, few spots. That was, how many yards did he haul in there?
At least 15.
12, 13, right?
14.
Yeah.
14 yards for Naylor. You got, again, like, this whole thing is tempo. There's a lot of props that are in the balance, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, we're kind of sitting here waiting on our Justin Jefferson numbers that were off to such a great start. The screen game has nothing, right? We've not seen that look good at all. They've been hot to it.
Usually the screen game is worth it when it's the defense not saying, like, we just don't want to get beat over the top. The screen game is great when it's like, okay, it's going to be 2nd and 9. We guessed right. They're bringing a blitz.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the play for a screen pass. Come on.
No, but also, like, how was it, like, dead incomplete, like on a swing screen, too? Like,
yeah.
You know, it's like he just, I don't know. I guess
Spiked
Jones had to change his route because of how far up the field the right tackle got blown up.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this, too. Justin Jefferson isn't as nice as Cooper Kupp is. He better see a football pretty soon.
Oh, boy.
Throw it.
Great job stepping up.
Boom. Oof. No flag, too. Great play by the DB.
Wow.
Crazy times out here. Plenty of justice. Oh, wow. Late hit quarterback? What was it?
Holding in the secondary, maybe?
Yeah, I didn't see a flag in the backfield. Good. So that'll move it downfield.
All right.
We need Darnold to light it up here, Joe. Come on now.
This is the ref crew that used to work all the Burrow games on primetime Monday night. They used to trend to the over, so I'm happy about that.
A lot of holds.
We have 30 points right now, Joe, to get through your have you been betting it in-game?
Trying to get into my account, Kev. With the dual authentication, I'm having a problem here. So,
why don't you try on the phone?
I'm trying on both. They're not sending the code or something's disconnected with the intranet.
Okay.
So I can't tell you where I stand.
I go for a walk.
Might have to
at
this point. So
we're driving, Joe.
Yeah,
Good
that's
juice.
good. Give me juice. 52.5 is this. Well, 54.
Sling it, Sammy. Sling it, Sammy.
Throw it to the end
Sling it.
zone.
There's a run. No, it isn't. There's a nice play.
Right.
Nailer again.
But that sometimes those bobbles they go back into play.
Do they go for 2 if they score?
Yes.
If they don't,
they're idiots.
As good as O'Connell is, I fire him on the spot. It means he can't count. Can't have a coach who can't count. That's a big reception
That's a
there.
tasty reception. Should be Justin Jefferson, though. Come on now.
Yeah, you got to get your best player of the football, Donnie.
Come on now. Jet sweeps, Joe. You got to give him jet sweeps.
Throw it.
He's going to get sacked himself now.
Go, Hawkins.
Get in the end zone.
That's it. I got him. He cashed.
That's
He
one.
cashed for
All
me.
right.
He
All right.
cashed. That's
All right.
it.
All
50
right. All
plus.
right.
Was that over 22 yards?
That's one.
It was close.
26.
26, Lisi.
50
All right,
plus.
here's a 2-point conversion now. Here's a 2-point conversion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is huge. You talk about the total, too, Lisi. Like, now that you're, the math isn't normal when you're playing like this. So that gets a little bit in.
I know. But how many scores? That's a touchdown pass for I've Sam Darnold 2+.
Passing touchdowns, yeah.
And 275 on the night.
Well, check. I don't want to look at anything because I want to see if they get the 2-point conversion here. Right now you have 36 points. If this comes in, you'd be at 38. It looks like it's going to take a little bit longer. Our commercials coming up. It'll be LA Ball on the other side. We'll be back with you on SportsGrid.
The NBA will take center stage once football stops, and people will watch the NBA playoffs and all that. But the standings are whacked out in the Western Conference. Like Oklahoma City, Memphis, and the Houston Rockets are the best teams in the conference.
You want to talk about a team with overs and no defense? The Wizards are your team. It's unbelievable. They can't make a total high enough. It's nuts.
Sports Rage tonight. Weeknights 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. Only on SportsGrid.
The Bostonian versus the Book.
I remember one time, I don't know if Kenny will remember this. I said put 100 on, I think I left it on a text. Put 100 on this horse that won, and then Kenny called me back later and goes, "Hey, I never got the text." And I'm like,
no.
Oh yeah. Remember that, Kenny?
I would never stiff anybody. What he texted me as they're loading into the gate, maybe. Like, it's too late.
The Bostonian versus the Book.
All right, back right here on In Game Live. Kevin Walsh, Donnie Rightside, and Joe Lisi. The Minnesota Vikings now trail 27-9 against the LA Rams. They had to go for 2. They didn't get it. So now trailing by 18 points in this game. The pro is if you only give up a field goal, you're 21. So you're kind of clean in that capacity there. Also, again, 8-8-8 was always a long shot. It could mess around with the total a little bit, though, because you leave points on the table that you wouldn't have to under normal circumstances. Spread's 14.5, total's 51.5 here. I think the interesting thing, and look, there's some temptation for me to bet this way, but like Lisi, I will say this, and I give you credit for it. You are more willing to bet based on what you think a team should do,
right?
Whether or not they will regardless.
Correct.
I now think the Rams should come out, throw. I don't care about the clock.
Right.
We know Stafford will light you up. I'm going to go score, and the game's over.
Yeah, because you can't be complacent and give the football back and allow Minnesota to, let's say, score anything before the third quarter.
Right.
Because now you're in a two-score game. Whether they score a field goal or a touchdown, it's either going to be 15 or 11. Right? And that's the concern, because then you're back to a two-score game. The momentum's back on Minnesota, and you're dominating this game right now.
That's why, though, for me, again, I would look at Matt's overpassing, but I'm not as confident that they're going to take the approach, Donnie, I think they should.
Yeah, and also just some other updates here. Akilla Witherspoon, who you saw in that one play that we were watching, was pretty impressive with Justin Jefferson. Took a thigh injury, now doubtful to return. So a secondary that isn't that great to begin with, down another player, something to keep an eye on. Is it going to make an impact where they lose the football game? No. But a lot of us out there, specifically Justin Jefferson's passing props here, that could help the Minnesota Vikings. Because I know, Joe, you're rooting for points no matter what. But it wouldn't be the worst thing if this was a 6-play, 75-yard touchdown drive, 4 minutes off the clock, game is over here. Because Darnold's still going to go out there. They're still going to throw the football. There's no tomorrow. You might get some good offense.
Yeah, I want some productivity out of this drive. I'm not going. I want 3 or obviously best case scenario touchdown. Again, you want Minnesota throwing the whole fourth quarter, and that could potentially.
I think we've already clinched that. I don't think that's
they're done, which is why I was cheering to get that one carry for the 40th yard, because you're not running anymore at this point.
No, it would be. I mean, listen, sometimes the team hands it off just because, it's odd circumstance.
3rd and 19.
If they do consecutive run plays, basically, it would be one of the more surprising things you would see. Man, I don't know where to run to. I think what's interesting, that deep shot's not been there tonight.
No.
Right? The long completion is, I
don't
think
it's going to be there the rest of the way.
I mean, they're taking away Justin Jefferson. They're forcing.
There
is that
goes.
Cup?
Got it.
Oh.
Who was it?
Allen?
Up.
Who was that?
Just making up guys out there. They got makeup tight
Hunter
ends.
Long. I will just say.
Gotta respect the call. I love it. Aggressive.
But just
Should've
not to
caught
harp
this.
on it. I know he caught a ball for 29.
Mm-hmm.
When I defend them of we're not throwing screens to Cooper because Puka's better at it. But all these other routes that are being ran by fake tight ends, as you call them, Donnie,
yes,
those are Cooper routes.
Yeah,
that's where it's gotten a little confusing here, within this game. So now you have a 2nd and long. Lisi, this is going to be a run, and I would not. I would keep passing.
That's not the way. That was
wow.
That was not what you expected.
Can we
there.
get a game here, Joe? Can you get a 3? Force them to punt here. Quick zip
Donnie, anything's
downfield.
possible. You have to. I'll keep saying, time is not on your side for Minnesota.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is get the football back right now, and then make sure you get some sort of score.
If we take on Joe, Puka Nacua gets the target. Who gets his target?
DeMarcus Robinson. He'll go up top.
Sack. How about that?
Oh, look at this. 5 wide.
Tyron,
let's go.
Don't they usually just have a cheat code in Cooper Kupp used to be open every play? Oh my! And they just ran a tunnel screen.
Look at that
Puka
jersey
Nacua.
stretch. Yes, you knew it was going to Puka. Do we have life in this game now, Joe?
I don't know. I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, we got 36 points. I need to score the 52.5. I need a miracle. Miracle at the Meadowlands.
Well, listen, you've got a total in-game that's now at 49.5 here. Minnesota, I don't know if they will go for 8 on the next one. They might be like, it's 11. This is fine. I don't like that. Whatever. That's a debate for when we get there.
Mm-hmm.
But you now have Minnesota getting the football back. And all of a sudden, it's like, there's a ton of time left.
Come on,
game
JJ.
here.
Heat up, JJ.
We're going to keep breaking it down with you, though. It's a quick break. We're live on SportsGrid. A 27-9 lead for the Los Angeles Rams. 14-1. Minnesota to complete the comeback. We'll keep breaking it down right here on Pro Football Today's In-Game Live.
the NBA will take center stage once football stops, and people will watch the NBA playoffs and all that. But the standings are whacked out in the Western Conference. Like Oklahoma City, Memphis, and the Houston Rockets are the best teams in the conference.
You want to talk about a team with overs and no defense? The Wizards are your team. It's unbelievable. They can't make a total high enough. It's nuts.
Sports Rage tonight. Weeknights 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. Only on SportsGrid.
The Bostonian versus the Book.
I remember one time, I don't know if Kenny will remember this. I said put 100 on, I think I left it on a text. Put 100 on this horse that won, and then Kenny called me back later and goes, "Hey, I never got the text." And I'm like,
no.
Oh yeah. Remember that, Kenny?
I would never stiff anybody. What he texted me as they're loading into the gate, maybe. Like, it's too late.
The Bostonian versus the Book.
Why do they have the ball there?
All right, back right here on Sports Grid. Ball's going to start at the 4-yard line for Minnesota. There's a lot of yards up for grabs. I got to tell you, and this play's not going to make it any better.
I got a question. I watched the punt. I saw it go into the end.
No, it didn't.
It didn't.
It didn't. Huh. Okay.
It's amazing what you can see and can't see on the TV.
I don't know.
You see fumbles when you need them.
I don't know.
Look at Teej. Look at Teej. This is, I think, where Witherspoon got injured. Pulled the thigh.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Hammy.
good one.
All right.
Can we get Justin Jefferson? I mean, where has he been?
This
Take
is
a
the
pick
range.
6 right now.
Sometimes I think what happens in a game like this with Justin Jefferson, Donnie, is so much of it is like, well, eventually we'll get the 40-yarder.
Yeah.
And they forget that, like, I think it's what, like, Cincinnati's, they never get caught with this with Chase. Like, we'd love to hit it 1 for 35, but we'll just throw it to 8 yards every time.
Correct.
Where it doesn't seem like that happens with Justin Jefferson as often.
Right.
Beat him.
Like, that could be, and again, like, the play worked just as much, but, like, that could have been Justin.
Correct.
I don't feel like he's running that route.
Yeah.
For some reason.
He's running deep a lot, and Darnold has that confidence, but now he's going to be bracketed by, nickelback, a corner,
Now we forced
safety.
to run this football on 3rd and 1?
No.
I mean, you can run. I would sneak it, actually, but teams forgot how
timeout?
good a sneak is. Oh, wow. Look at this. Kevin O'Connell.
Oh, what a
player.
call. Kevin Walsh, Kevin O'Connell.
Let the half run out. I think. No, that's what
Now
they
look,
should
we're getting
do.
out. We're getting
Let
hyped.
the 50 seconds just
It's a bad,
run.
it's a bad complaint.
It
What's
is.
the complaint? What's the complaint?
I'm saying, let's see how much time is off the clock. Already, 10,
they snapped
12,
it pretty
15
good.
seconds.
I mean, they went hurry.
And run again. That's even better. Run the football. That's
the
it.
last play of the half in their minds. Now, that was a mistake because you have to run another play right here.
Yes, correct.
No,
that was a bad job. They'll run a play here.
They'll huddle up.
No.
No?
That'd be nuts. Maybe, though, actually.
He's completely lost.
He's telling him settle.
He's
They're
lost.
not going to snap it. You're right.
He's lost.
Settle.
He's absolutely lost. You
That's
want
a
to talk
very
about
bad job.
the head
I like
coach?
it.
He's so
I'm
smart.
liking it.
He's
I'm
so
down.
smart. He's stupid. He's gutless.
We need one touchdown, Joe, in this game. That's all we need.
I think he's going to run it again.
No snap. No idea. No snap.
Yeah, that's a bad job. I
Yeah,
agree.
okay.
That's
Four.
a bad
Put up
job.
the fours,
That's
boys.
a great job.
Put up the
O'Connell.
fours, Joe.
Because time is on your side. That's great.
Have we cashed any tickets
He's a
yet?
complete.
Have you
I
cashed
can't wait to
anything yet?
bash him. He's hit Hawkinson over 50.
Okay.
So
I'm on the board for a couple still.
He's a complete. I'll say complete moron. Idiotic.
Look, people on Twitter are upset too as well. Insanely bad not to run a play
Kevin
there, Joe.
O'Connell.
Coach of the year? He's going to win Coach of the year.
Gutless.
They should wait for
Gutless.
Coach of the Year to after the Super Bowl.
I said it. No.
Did you say it?
I did say
All right.
it.
I like
it is. He's,
Let me see. Let me hit a retweet on that. Did you hit it?
It's a coach that is obviously shell-shocked. He's completely out of his element, being
Last week hurt
outcoached
him.
by a Super Bowl coach, a Super Bowl winning coach. Did not have his team prepared against a team that absolutely had everything going against them with the Wildfires. Playmakers not stepping up. Quarterback rattled. And again, this is why, again, you want to talk about Justin Herbert not stepping up in terms of 2 performances, rightfully so. But Kevin O'Connell now in 2 performances, potentially against inferior opponents, hasn't stepped up from a playoff perspective. Got blown out and abused by the Giants, lost by 7 as a 6.5-point favorite, and getting abused tonight.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm standing. We're changing mojo. I just we need to change the energy.
A scene shift.
I am just laughing. Like, you being on air isn't enough to get your point across.
No. Well, because
O'Connell
that's it. Yep. I want the world to see that he's got.
I got you.
Put it on a T-shirt.
No, because again, you're down 17, 18 points. What are you waiting for?
Yeah, look,
you got the first down. You had 50 seconds on the clock. You ran one play.
Right.
Walk me through what it is. Okay, we want to make sure we have the right play. Hey, guess what, Kevin? Maybe the defensive coordinator wants to make sure he has the right play. Who's telling you have the advantage in that situation?
Yeah, listen. I would have liked to seen them move quicker. I think clearly
there's no sense of urgency. It's a playoff game. You go home. You give it your all. You play for 60 minutes.
But again, that isn't what's happening.
Well, what's happening?
He is prioritizing
what?
That we are going to rush nothing. My quarterback has been jittery throughout this game. All right, again.
Okay, so if it's 4th down and 5 from the 18-yard line, are you going, or is he kicking?
From which yard line?
From right now. It's a 2nd and 10. Right, exactly. And then you're going to allow another 5 minutes to come off the clock. You're going to win in terms of that situation?
Well, I think if he gets into a 4th and 5 here and punts, I don't think the reason he would lose would be that punt. I think there would be other elements of the law.
When is there a sense of urgency to try and win the game? Or are you just conceding victory and we'll just get out and hope it doesn't look bad?
No, I don't think that's what's happening. And again, I'm not saying
What's
the
deal out here with that?
There's the rushing number.
There it is. Oh, wow.
Oh, that's a disaster.
Oh, and a
late hit.
Flag him. Come on. Flag him.
See, I don't.
No?
I really am very uncomfortable by those plays. I think we've talked about it on the desk
That's
before.
Going to hurt, though. Your tackle going down.
The fact that a quarterback needs to be decapitated to get 15 yards is not great.
Yeah.
Darnold slid. That guy came in, missed his head. Thank goodness.
Where was the flag?
Still a penalty, though.
They called
maybe they did call it.
What was that call?
That was a personal foul.
I think so, yeah. Wow, an 18-yard scamper there by Sam
What
Darnold.
was his number? 9.5?
At halftime or pre-kick? 14.5.
Really?
Yeah, way
And what
high.
did he get?
He's up to 18 now.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Halftime 5.5. In-game much lower. I should have played it. I talked more than I clicked, which was a mistake by me, but it is what it is. It happens.
Did he get him, Kev? Did he get it? He did hit him a little bit. I think he got him on the shoulder.
I think that's the right decision there. I like I said,
that's concussion.
Oof.
That's going to hurt. That's your right tackle, too.
Is that what did he hit him? Is that what it was?
No, this is the play. Let's see. Is it the forearm makes contact anywhere?
Yeah, he hit him. He hit him.
Yeah, brushed him.
But again, like to me, Donnie, it's I almost don't care if he doesn't brush him or not. Like,
yeah,
he was aiming for a guy giving himself up. I know the plays are bang bang. I'm not saying they're not. But there was a game that we were doing where a guy missed the quarterback completely.
Right,
yes.
and they
were like,
it.
all good. It's
that was the Washington game, wasn't it? I think Washington Eagles with Pickett.
No, because
there was a play where
tweeting about it because that wouldn't have been us here.
Where was the overturned one? There was one where they hit the quarterback and then overturned it and said, "We're taking away the flag." Was that the Eagles game?
It was Washington Eagles.
Yeah,
it was where Kenny
weren't here.
No, but we weren't here at all. This was the Sunday game.
Yeah,
the game the Eagles lost.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what? Yeah, I get. Yeah,
where
yeah,
he slid short. The guy came over the top. They threw the flag, and then they marked him a 4th down, and then they picked up the flag because he missed them.
Yeah. Right. Yes.
And then they punted, and that allowed Jaden Daniels to take the lead, I believe.
Yeah. Now, since I stood up, though, a lot of
Mojo's
juice. We're having,
juice.
like,
Give me juice.
Going up
like 20 yards a play.
That's it.
You know,
So now they're down 27-9. That's 18 points. They'll kick the extra point if they score the touchdown, right? Make it 11.
Let's get a little bit more fun on this. 4th and 10 on the 22-yard line going in. You're down 18. What do you do?
I say go for it, but he probably will kick the field goal.
How much time's left?
8 minutes.
This drive.
No,
That'd be more than
I'm going because I'm going for the touchdown. Because, all right, so we go 3 possessions to 2 possessions.
Yeah.
Where they can easily just take it back from a field goal, make it 3 possessions. I would be going. I get what you're saying. It's a good question, but I would be going in that instance here.
Touchdown. Make it either 11 or let's just say, right? Does McVay come out chucking?
Oh, I thought you were going to ask about whether they'd go for 2 or not, which, by the way, they should go for 2.
All right, let's say they get
it. Whatever.
10-point game, 27-17, 10 minutes left.
I think McVay will call a normal game while taking his time in between plays. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he will not hurry up. He will not hurry up, no matter what, when they get back out.
I need to be drawing up plays for JJ out here on these streets, man. Where's my guy JJ?
Yeah, it's a valid question.
Man.
We need a little bit of help.
Come
here
on.
the desk. I'm standing. I'm doing my part. What are you doing at home?
Yeah.
You in the mix? Let us know. We're live right here on SportsGrid. Throw it!
The NBA will take center stage once football stops, and people will watch the NBA playoffs and all that. But the standings are whacked out in the Western Conference. Like Oklahoma City, Memphis, and the Houston Rockets are the best teams in the conference.
You want to talk about a team with overs and no defense? The Wizards are your team. It's unbelievable. They can't make a total high enough. It's nuts.
Sports Rage tonight. Weeknights 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. Only on SportsGrid.
The Bostonian versus the Book.
I remember one time, I don't know if Kenny will remember this. I said put 100 on, I think I left it on a text. Put 100 on this horse that won, and then Kenny called me back later and goes, hey, I never got the text. And I'm like,
no.
Oh, yeah. Remember that, Kenny?
I would never stiff anybody. He texted me as they're loading into the gate, maybe. Like, it's too late.
The Bostonian versus the Book.
All right, we're back right here on SportsGrid. Joe Lisi, Donnie Rightside, Kevin Walsh with you. We did see O'Neal hit the locker room, a starting tackle for Minnesota. You think about the Darisaw injury earlier in the year, so I wonder, I'm not defending it, just trying to get into the mind. Are some of these run plays to try and keep this team somewhat disciplined?
It is.
To where it's not just mayhem around a quarterback who's been scampering all game, Donnie?
Exactly. You got to keep the defensive line at least somewhat looking for the run on their way to the quarterback as opposed to just getting to the quarterback. And maybe you're hoping to bust one of those for a 10 or 15-yard run. I don't mind it, but it sort of puts a lot of energy and a lot of effort on this right here. Look at Darnold, West sacked himself.
What's he
he's
doing?
brutal. He's really bad.
I don't know.
Now you got to punt the football again?
No.
I think you do, though.
How are you going?
4th and 20.
4th and a million.
Yeah, but you're going to punt the football.
Yeah, but here's the problem tonight with Sam Darnold. He's taking sacks that are 20-yard sacks.
Yeah.
Did somebody fall down again? What happened?
Throw it down the field. Maybe you get a pass interference call. You're going to let how much time erode off the clock, hoping for what? What are you
Guy's
hoping
upset.
on?
AOC's upset right now.
What are you hoping on?
We're all
I
upset right now.
don't understand.
Yeah, you had the punt. You had the
it's
punt.
4th and 21. Throw. You're on the 50.
Yeah, but it's 21.
All right, so here we go. They'll get the football
I gotta
back.
be honest.
7 minutes left.
I actually think they should have gone for that.
No way.
I
Okay,
understand.
great.
I
You
understand
gave up
Donnie
12
the MO. Here's my thought, though.
Crazy.
If when with punting, there's a 0% chance your offense stays out there.
Yeah.
Which is to me much worse than they're going to get the ball to 50.
But also,
I agree, Joe.
You have two good things that could happen. You get it, or you get a PI.
Yeah, they weren't getting any. He'll probably get sacked.
Yeah, but still, now you're going to get the football back, hoping where are you going to get the football
and it's
back?
still 3 possessions.
Yeah, but you're getting the football back.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but here's the thing. All right, you get in best case scenario, you get the football back 8 minutes, 9 minutes at your own 30 again, and now you got to drive 70 yards when you have to go 50.
But and also, here's the thing: it's a 3rd and 8 play.
Yeah.
Live to fight another day. Million times in the pocket all day long. Take 2 steps, get out of the pocket, fire it into the first row. That looks like a face mask right there. No,
man, I got to. I just got to say,
they called him. No, wow.
Let me ask you guys truly, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much money has Sam Darnold cost himself in this football game?
Ton.
But a ton doesn't even do it justice, Lisi. You're talking about a guy.
He might not be a starter.
That's what I'm thinking.
He might not be a starter. I mean, here's the thing. He certainly might not be a starter in Minnesota. They're going to get rid of him. It's J.J. McCarthy.
This play has no impact on me. But the fact that they're getting buzzed down up there, whispered in their ear that we saw let's see if they call this. You can't call this. That's a terrible call. That's a terrible call by the refs, where they know that was so egregious that we all saw it at home. They didn't. They got a buzz in their ear where this guy just comes out of nowhere and goes, hey, man, I think we actually got a That's a terrible call.
You want to know why it's really bad?
Why?
You remember how this game ended?
It's true. The sack.
That is particularly
like
atrocious.
I saw that right away. Nobody called that. A minute later, they dropped the flag. Yes, correct.
Against the guy being held.
Correct. Even worse.
Like, yeah, listen, and it helps nothing from the game flow of it all, right? I mean, it's, to us not beneficial.
Yeah.
That's another Ram hitting the locker room. Maybe nothing.
So he's just looking to get to the party.
The Desert Dash right there. This is just something, man. But you talk about the air being sucked out of a football game, and here's my thing, Donnie.
Does
right?
Crawford even come back out for the next drive?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Who's their backup? Not
Daniel Jones.
No, he's the emergency, I think, tonight.
Oh, Nick Mullen.
Oh, good old Nick Mullen.
Look, they're showing it now.
Him a lot.
The face
correct. We remember that. We were here. Yep. And he knows he did it.
Yeah.
And nobody called down. Nobody said this is ridiculous.
Yeah. And again, on a player being held.
Yeah.
Like, that is actually bizarre to see a play like that. But here's the thing, right? And I know it's like, well, we could have stopped him. Yeah. The Rams are right where
back.
they would have been if it was an incomplete pass. Yeah. I almost feel, Don, as if you were even speaking more from the lens of, like, look, they are going to punt, which was obvious.
Come on, could he go? Now.
Go to the
We're
house.
hitting home runs.
Go to the house,
I
kid.
do like this.
Wait a
Oh,
second.
here comes
holding downfield.
Yeah, here we
Come
go.
on.
Come on with the calls.
Saquon was screaming.
Unbelievable. Are we serious about these calls now?
It should have been a tripping call.
Unbelievable.
It is incredible the way a postseason game can die a death, though, huh?
Yep.
I mean, we saw this total 52.5 in game almost immediately. Yeah. I don't even understand. Like, holding from the back
so far out.
judge doesn't even make sense.
Let's watch this again. Did it even matter on this play? Good. I'm glad they're going to show this. And how early was the hold? Was it all the way 30 yards downfield? Apparently not then.
Oh, come on.
So that was the holding call. That the flag was thrown when he's not even down yet. Now the flag comes in?
Yeah.
All right.
I tell you, man.
Oh, boy, Joe.
Yeah, this guy Russell Yerkes working tonight for the broadcast trying to explain this nonsense. Let me tell you, wow.
Unbelievable.
This is wow. So they're not even at midfield anymore. Like, they called that almost immediately.
Correct, yes.
A gain of 4 instead of the gain of 25 that it was.
They're running wild out here now. Boom, boom, boom.
All
He gets back to the line, 2nd and 10. There you go. They're going to call another hold. Actually.
All right. Let's make it 1st and 40. Now we're going to call
holding. Boom, bring it back.
What happened? Did a second earbuzz come down? But like, by the way, us telling you about the face mask was actually really stupid.
Yes, we can't do that. We got to give the Rams back two at this point. As long as Darnold comes out, Joe, zips a couple in there to Jefferson.
Nah, this game
pass.
is where is this hold?
That's usually always a hold because you're expecting that play to go up the middle as opposed to outside. So they held right on to him. That was a clear hold.
By the way, I mean, just because, it's easier to track stuff when you have it, but like some things that I looked at, like Justin Jefferson catch a pass each quarter. I mean, explain yourself. That loses in the third quarter. I mean,
in a blowout.
I mean, what am I even watching here, right? By the way, how about people who bet Puka Nacua in this football game, sitting there right now with 44 yards on their plate?
Even Cooper Kupp, you bet him at this point.
I mean,
it looks right now.
Yeah,
Now false start.
Here we go. Let's make it fair. We're trying to make this game close.
Come on.
Ever since you stood up, man. Jeez.
Whoa, I disagree.
You know what? Let me raise my chair a little bit more. How's Lisi looking right now? Look.
Donnie, go to the level you've always wanted to be at.
That's really right here. Look, my head on the screen? Okay.
Oh, man. This is atrocious. Sometimes I feel like when it comes to these NFL games, like, man, this isn't garbage enough.
What a way to go out in style.
Here we go.
Yeah. This is it.
Might have to get Donnie for the national title game. We'll be right back.
Oh, no.
The NBA will take center stage once football stops, and people will watch the NBA playoffs and all that. But the standings are whacked out in the Western Conference. Like Oklahoma City, Memphis, and the Houston Rockets are the best teams in the conference.
You want to talk about a team with overs and no defense? The Wizards are your team. It's unbelievable. They can't make a total high enough. It's nuts.
Sports Rage tonight. Weeknights 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. Only on SportsGrid.
The Bostonian versus the Book.
I remember one time, I don't know if Kenny will remember this. I said put 100 on, I think I left it on a text. Put 100 on this horse that won, and then Kenny called me back later and goes, hey, I never got the text. And I'm like,
no.
Oh, yeah. Remember that, Kenny?
I would never stiff anybody. He texted me as they're loading into the gate, maybe. Like, it's too late.
The Bostonian versus the Book.
All right, back right here on SportsGrid. The most painful drive, maybe the NFL season from the Rams is over. Penalties, penalties, and penalties galore. We see now a punt and a touchback, so it'll be Minnesota football with 7:25 to go. Let's be clear. The result of this game is not in doubt. So much so the money line has come off the board right now. Your total's at 42.5. You are at 36 points. I would be very cautious because you would think, hey, touchdown, we're fine. They might go for two.
Yeah.
You don't want that if you're betting over 42.5. You want the give me extra point. Assuming you're betting that point, that touchdown coming from Minnesota, you grab the 15.5 points that are out there and accessible for you right now. Who knows? Maybe you get one of those knucklehead field goals under the guidelines of, well, now it's a two-possession game, as obviously, wild as that would feel. prop-wise, we're mostly off the board L.A. now. You're kind of looking at a game. Hey, who's cashing tickets for people, right? Kyren Williams. Some numbers, though. I don't know about all, right? In-game, maybe, but 76 probably a little bit under his barrier. Higbee, who hasn't played football in about 2 hours at this point.
Yeah.
Cup long catch, Puka long catch, maybe. Okay. Hawkinson threw numbers, 5 for 64. That's about it. I mean, you're not getting a lot here in this football game, props-wise, if you're an overbacker.
Right.
If you look at this game as well, what's incredible for that to be true is the open to this game was bing, boom, bam. Everybody's here to have a great day of football. So, again, kind of par for the course here. You've said it a few times, Joe, about how the one over was Houston, L.A., and that might have been the worst game of the bunch. I mean, all but one game under the total. How does that impact next week's bookings?
I don't think it affects it. I think it's just matchups, right? And think about the matchup that you had, Houston and Kansas City on that Saturday. That game trended over. So, and you see C.J. Stroud. It doesn't affect my cap in any way. You take it week to week. I did jump on the 42.5 because what if L.A. does get a turnover, right? And they kick the extra point.
If I had to bet, I probably don't think there's any more points coming in this game, to be honest. Like the Vikings haven't shown us much. They're going to go on an 80-yard touchdown drive where the Rams are pinning their ears back. They're already down their right offensive tackle. Believe me, if they go 80 yards, that means JJ's probably got catches. That means he's got yards, and Darnold would throw a touchdown pass. Yeah. I would love it. I just don't see it. I'll root it, though.
Plus 225, basically, Donnie, for this score to sit.
Yes, I would say yes.
Which, again, certainly a better bet than the under 42.5, right? Again, well, listen, not if they go for 2. You can get some help there potentially. Why is that ball to Addison, though? I'm not even understanding what I'm watching.
Yeah, there's no targets to
like
JJ
the Justin trade request might drop at the end of this game, I'll tell you.
Yeah, the only way they probably score points, Joe, right? A 4-and-out right here, and you kick a field goal.
Yeah.
Or at that point, maybe you break one. No, listen, that's on the board. Man, oh, man. I think for O'Connell, too, though, Lisi, listen, you look at the first game they lost. That was that group with all those wins. We knew they were frauds.
Yeah.
Right? And a lot of the heat went to Kirk, which is, again, how it goes. You look at this year at 14-3, they weren't, oh, my gosh, man, they're still running the football.
But it actually is positive.
I know, but still.
Game's over.
But the thing is, Lisa, this group was not viewed as fraudulent.
No.
Right? Despite the preseason expectations, they got a lot of buy-in throughout the year. This loss, I think now
exposes them.
But the thing is, it's more about Darnold. I still think.
Keep running the football. I mean, that's
now. This could be 4th and 6 inches.
He's going to sneak it then. He snuck it once. Would you? Sneak it again.
Just to be comedy, wouldn't it be great if they punted?
Well, yeah. They called them first.
That was a dime. Let's huddle up. Because you got no shot. Let's waste all the time in the world.
And Aaron Jones went and grabbed the break, said, listen, I'll figure out where I'm playing next year.
Ty Chandler's in, right?
But I'm saying, Cam Akers pops the helmet, and Aaron Jones didn't even look to hit the field.
Yeah. All right.
That's interesting,
all
right? I mean,
what are we doing now?
Exactly.
What is
Nobody
this?
knows what's going on.
Timeouts. Or, I mean, I don't even know what I'm watching here.
Are they actually get a buzz down? Was it a challenge from the booth, or was that a Rams challenge? Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Which, I mean, is an understandable move out of L.A., but also, can we get expedited? Hey, they lost.
Correct.
All right, let's go. 1st and 10, please.
We need another commercial break in this game, the longest game of history, which is terrible.
23-20, the Spurs lead the Lakers early. What about 3.5?
Did BC win against Notre Dame? They lost. They got blown out.
78-60 out of nowhere. Heat up early on the Clippers, too. We'll be right back.
NBA will take center stage once football stops, and people will watch the NBA playoffs and all that. But the standings are whacked out in the Western Conference. Like Oklahoma City, Memphis, and the Houston Rockets are the best teams in the conference.
You want to talk about a team with overs and no defense? The Wizards are your team. It's unbelievable. They can't make a total high enough. It's nuts.
Sports Rage tonight. Weeknights 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. Only on SportsGrid.
The Bostonian versus the Book.
I remember one time, I don't know if Kenny will remember this. I said put 100 on, I think I left it on a text. Put 100 on this horse that won, and then Kenny called me back later and goes, "Hey, I never got the text." And I'm like,
no.
Oh yeah. Remember that, Kenny?
I would never stiff anybody. He texted me as they're loading into the gate, maybe. Like, it's too late.
The Bostonian versus the Book.
All right, we're back right here on SportsGrid. It's a 2nd and 12 after a completed pass. On the off chance that you're not watching, you're wondering how it's going, that's how it's going.
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson has no catches in the second half. To the degree that I now would like to blame him a little bit.
Oh,
what I'm
nice
watching
play.
here.
Oh,
break it, kid.
Tackle him.
What,
That's the yardage I need for Justin. I don't care about anything you have. I care about what I have.
Wow.
I don't
Comes out.
care.
Now
Yardage
what
for
comes
who?
out?
What do we need?
I need Justin Jefferson to get a 32-yard reception.
True.
All right.
A bet that somehow was an unbelievable run. He had an in-game number of 124 and a half.
Yes. Figuring that they're going to throw the entire second half, and he's going to get 10 targets.
Yeah.
There you go.
Has he even had a target in
No.
the second half?
Maybe one. I think
definitely
one.
has a target.
And we're throwing to the running backs now.
Yeah.
Why don't you then line him up in the backfield if that's the case? Because I don't like what
Flag,
I'm
here we
holding.
go.
Legal man downfield, probably.
Got to be a legal man downfield.
Yeah.
Which is the worst call in football.
This is unbelievable. Only on
Unbelievable.
sports.
Let me
Talk
call.
about
Let me call
total
Becky.
killer.
Available early.
Total-
tonight.
Total killer.
Oh, this is.
Okay. All right.
Refs want the over.
Touchdown.
Refs want the over.
Let me tell you something. Darnold throws 2 touchdowns in this game without. I get 2 catches from Justin Jefferson in the entire second half. There's going to be an issue on this test.
It's an issue right now. I took the in-game 42.5. Why not?
Okay. So how much we got? How many points?
36.
They just need a
He's
touchdown.
in the same spot. Any quick assessments here for the next round?
No, I think the advantage Eagles, especially knowing that, here's the thing. If you're going to beat the Eagles, you need all of your playmakers to step up. Higbee's out. Cooper Kupp non-existent. They're going to key Kyron in terms of the rushing attack. Oh, my God.
Maybe they should just run. Maybe they should just run the football out. Like, take a knee right now. Because the Rams will be more than happy to get out of here by taking knees as well.
By the way, I think Dion just put out.
How many sacks?
Quote.
8?
Yeah, 8 sacks.
But I can't tell. Don, can I ask you to just read the Dion quote from Adam Schefter?
Did he take the job?
He did not take. I can't figure out if he said I'm staying or not. I'll be honest with you, or if he's like it's interesting. I can't. I can't decipher.
To hear from Jerry Jones is truly delightful and intriguing. I love Jerry and believe in Jerry. After you hang up and process it and think about it, it's intriguing. But I love Boulder and everything there is about our team, the coaches, our student body, and the community. That says. Spoke to Jerry. You better come up with a payment for me, Colorado, or else I probably will start looking elsewhere. That's what I'm taking from.
Well, he'll take.
Yeah, like I like it. He didn't decline the job.
Yeah,
he's saying I'd like to stay. Yeah, that's an odd one.
Yeah.
Any chance you just throw the football?
What was
to
the
your
last?
best?
Paying attention.
Went to I think Naylor again.
Yeah,
right.
The number one
just
receiver.
throw it downfield. There it is.
But again, like
is that
Justin
him?
can't run that
No,
route.
he's not anywhere near the play.
That is him. No,
That's Jordan Addison.
All right.
Of AddisonsJordans.com.
All right, now look, they're rushing to the line of scrimmage like they're actually
here comes
in the game.
expedited
3
review.
minutes
From right here, Jefferson touchdown pass.
Incomplete.
Yeah.
He dropped that?
I bounced it like a basketball. Now, do you punt this ball, 4th and 11, get out of here?
Hey, listen, we don't want anybody taking a hit. Let's
You
just move
have
on.
got to be kidding me.
Just throw the ball to Josh. I don't even understand how I'm watching this, man. True, like, the thing is, like, if you're Minnesota, you now cannot pay him any more than a backup quarterback's salary.
Yeah.
And he has probably still earned more than that during this season. So he's done in Minnesota, Sam Darnold, flat. But the thing is, again, who is paying him to be their starting quarterback? At what price?
Whatever, we'll let
The team with the first overall pick? You know what I'm saying? Like, Joe, you can't pay him $20 million. He's probably going to end up on a one-year deal again.
Where would he go?
The Jets? I mean, why not?
Indy as a backup? I mean, where?
Just throw it to him! That's him! Please! Oh, my gosh!
What a horrible game. What
That's
a
funny.
horrible game, man. Oh.
You know what, man? I've been so kind to the NFL. It turns out
it's
all
terrible.
these games have been so garbage. I just wasn't on air for the
Yeah,
other
look at
five.
him. He's bracketed. Look at him, wide open.
But here's the thing that we've seen so many times tonight. There's quarterbacks that give players like a chance to make plays. Darnold's thrown every pass has been horrible tonight. Like, what one-on-one play did you go, like, you know what? That's a good one right there.
Slipper fell off in Detroit.
Man.
Detroit exposed everything in Sam Darno, as they like to call him in New York.
Justin Jefferson had 5 for 58 at the half, and they were getting blown out and got no targets and no catches.
It's gutless. Just say it. Kevin O'Connell. Come on. I mean, guys are deer in the headlights.
Man.
O'Connell's
He's a
like
fish
the
out
main
of
guy
water.
in your eyesight right now.
Yeah. I mean,
Leaving
whether
this game?
well, listen. Whether the team takes on the head coach. Bottom line. That's it.
No.
Well,
Are we at the
was
point in this game,
terrible
too, with a
tonight.
2-minute warning, we don't even get a commercial break like they like to do in blowouts? Like now you're running into
They got
programming
outcoached.
delays after 11
Here's
o'clock
the thing.
Eastern.
Was your team even motivated for this game? Came out flat.
Was it a playoff game? Was it even?
I mean, came out flat. Let's be honest. Defense allows Stafford to come out 6 of 6 for
Now, like the SEC, are we looking at this game saying how bad maybe the NFC North really is? As we questioning that. Packers terrible yesterday. Vikings terrible today. Bears terrible all season.
I will say, again, Donnie, you open the door, so I'll walk through.
Go ahead.
They all played the NFC South this year, beat their heads in.
Okay.
They all beat the crap out of the Chicago Bears.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And then every time they played each other, it was a good game, so that got elevated up, right? They played the NFC West this season, which realistically wasn't a good division because the Niners were terrible. The Cardinals, you never knew if they had any life to them. The Rams spent half the season atrocious.
Oh, we're calling timeouts?
I'm just saying.
He's
Oh,
coaching,
listen,
he's
trying to
coaching-
fight, Joe.
He's coaching
Like what
like
I
he wants
see.
to actually win. Good for him.
Yeah, I appreciate
Look,
it.
the bottom line is this. They were completely outclassed on both sides of the ball. I know the defense didn't give up a lot of points after the first drive. I get that. But at the end of the day, they didn't take the game over. I mean, whose defense performed better? The Rams with 8 sacks? Or
I don't think that's a question, though.
But
Joe,
again, that's on
but-
McVay, though. You know, McVay had his team ready. They moved from a home field to a neutral field and came out hot.
No, but listen, and Dan Campbell probably can't believe what he's watching here because Minnesota played a real game, gave it their all. And the Rams, you know what they did last week? Took their foot off the gas.
Yeah.
Sat back, relaxed, got ready for this one. Just saying. You know, like ultimately there was that was a big advantage that LA did have coming into this game that I didn't expect to materialize maybe in the way that it did. Now hit him.
Oh,
All right, let's
we get a
this
punt
up.
right now. Now, if you are the Rams, just go for this right here. What do you do?
Yes, if I was in charge, but I'll tell you
But
that it
now,
doesn't.
hear me out on this. We don't call a timeout for the Vikings. Oh, they don't have any left. Okay, my bad. I didn't see that.
You know what, Donnie?
That didn't make any sense.
Double down. Like, just be like,
you know what?
Just call
the timeout again. Maybe they'll just give you
now,
the timeout.
you know how in the NBA it's like tech,
yes.
right?
Now,
like
why
if you do
are
it in
we
the
seeing-
NFL, they just ignore you? Or is it like automatic first down?
Yeah. I think they're just supposed
Or
to
is it like
ignore you.
delay
I don't
a
even think
game?
you can get a penalty for that. Yeah, I think they just ignore you.
Do you roll out Darnold for one more?
100%. Yes, they called a timeout.
Is there anything in his
They called
contract
the
that says
timeout.
if he gets a catastrophic injury, you got to pay him again next year?
No, it's a 1 year.
Daniel Jones rule.
To be, you know what, Donnie? I do legitimately like if there was something like that where we'd be watching Mullins right now. I love that they like cut to Daniel Jones on the sideline like that was relevant. Like, come on, man. Was Daniel Jones dressed for this game or was he wearing like
No, he's dressed. When you're the emergency coordinator,
Yeah, they showed
you're
him.
inactive, but you're still
They
active.
showed him. Yeah, he was all geared up.
Yeah,
gassed up. That's it. He'll be the backup next year to J.J. McCarthy.
Punt and Joe. No, look, no timeouts. Do they just run the clock out? What do they do here?
No, they're going to play offense because they called that timeout. They are going to play offense. You do not call a timeout. Because here's, like, part of the reason I think McVay is punting is he like, look, they're still playing football. Like, let's not, this is not some ho-hum, friendly situation.
Can I get a sizzler here?
Pick six?
We're all rooting it, Joe.
I mean.
Oh, I have the over turnovers.
Pick six? How about turnover on downs?
It doesn't count.
All right, we'll take it. I mean, this game had juice early.
It did. I thought we were in for a great night.
First quarter, what a assist.
We rose up on that touchdown pass by Darnold, too, and said, you know what? We got a chance here.
Yeah, that was a good time. We had a few good moments, not many of them. Did Justin hit the field?
No.
Tyreek Hill usually pops the helmet and says, I don't want to be out there. I just want to know if Justin's out there. He's not.
All right, Tom Beck, take you home.
Yeah, listen. All right, check Panther, check Blue, check get me out of here, man. We'll be right back. It's not even out.
The NBA will take center stage once football stops, and people will watch the NBA playoffs and all that. But the standings are whacked out in the Western Conference. Like Oklahoma City, Memphis, and the Houston Rockets are the best teams in the conference.
You want to talk about a team with overs and no defense? The Wizards are your team. It's unbelievable. They can't make a total high enough. It's nuts.
Sports Rage tonight. Weeknights 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. Only on SportsGrid.
The Bostonian versus the Book.
I remember one time, I don't know if Kenny will remember this. I said put 100 on, I think I left it on a text. Put 100 on this horse that won, and then Kenny called me back later and goes, hey, I never got the text. And I'm like,
no.
Oh, yeah. Remember that, Kenny?
I would never stiff anybody. He texted me as they're loading into the gate, maybe. Like, it's too late.
The Bostonian versus the Book.
All right, we're getting ready to close it out here on In-Game Live. Kevin Walsh, Donnie Rightside, Joe Lisi. Let me just say, has been a heck of a season on this desk for this crew throughout the NFL year. Every Monday and Thursday night, I think I missed one. I think Lisi missed one. Mr. Reliable Donnie's never missed a day in his life.
Never tap out. Never tap out.
Well, yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean,
sometimes you turn the lights up.
I mean, next year without Lisi, how are we going to handle this
That's
desk?
all right.
You know what I mean?
Be fine. You'll be
know?
fine.
College only, they call
You'll
them.
be good. College only.
Again, it's been fun. It's been fun in that it's been fun with you guys. I would say 8 out of 10 games were atrocious, and we close it in an appropriate fashion, Joe.
It's better than the 12-6 game L.A. and San Francisco.
That's true.
That was
I don't think it is.
Oh, come on. Well,
we were dead on arrival all
We were
night.
dead on an arrival there, too. Well, what are you looking at?
Well, I just don't really understand that Justin Jefferson is not out there, actually. Because the rest of the starting offense is on the field.
He caught it.
Of course he didn't catch it.
Stonehands.
Yeah, why Stonehands out there but not JJ?
But like, does JJ see like, wait a minute, hold on a second. Like, is there something out there for me?
AJ Brown be fighting people to get on the field right now.
Ball?
By the way, the first good ball of the night.
Yeah,
it was too.
He's got it.
Yeah.
Catch the football.
That is
out of all the catches, like.
So I do feel like so many of the takeaways are wrapped up in what this means for Minnesota next year, and what it really means is, look, McCarthy better be ready. He didn't tear that ACL at Michigan or during the spring. That was during training camp. So, we'll come on. I don't care. I'm not even watching. So look, you expect
the refs are tired.
You expect McCarthy to be there. I'll just say this though, true. Like, Justin Jefferson is only going to sit through this for so long. Yeah. Now, some of it's on him. You can't get all like there were spots where why are you not open? Like you expect him to be open, he wasn't open. But this is just how the receivers are. Where when people describe Minnesota throughout Justin's career, the quarterback play has not been good enough.
Yeah.
Lisa, you always kind of make the comments about him watching Chase, right?
Right.
I'm sure he's watching Chase more than anything play with Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Right. So A.J. Brown got out of Tennessee, went to Philadelphia. We saw what that did, right? I'm not saying that this is Justin's last year in Minnesota. I think he got paid this offseason unreal money. I'm just saying the clock's ticking on J.J. McCarthy next season, and for Minnesota, that's what it's going to be. The bigger thing in this game is Sam Darnold, who people thought was going to command $40, $50 million, will be lucky to get that if he gets a 5-year deal.
Yeah, he's lucky if he's a backup at this point. He will be. We know that at the very least.
Oh, sure.
But this performance of back-to-back weeks when the lights were in the middle of the table, right? Lights were shining bright and the chips were in the middle of the table to get the
brutal
number one seed and the ability to step up has not been good.
No, 1,000%. That's going to be basically kind of the last little bit right there.
Unbelievable.
What a season. 14 wins and crash.
Did he make 200 tonight? Did he throw for 200?
Arnold, yeah, I think so. I think he got it on the back end.
237.
But he led the game in passing yards, no?
Yeah.
Look, we're going to be live with you guys on Saturday, this crew, and then, of course, Sunday as well. Before we go, just right now, the one game of the 4 this weekend that you're thinking about the most right now.
Easy.
I know he's going to say Buffalo Ravens. I actually want to see Houston and Kansas City. That's the game that I'm looking for.
Kansas City in the first slot again every week, trying to kick them out the NFL.
Oh. Are they? That'd be smart of them.
4:30, right? Saturday, the first game?
Yeah, look.
I think it's an intriguing matchup. I just said because they played a couple weeks ago.
It's got a good day. We'll see if they
look, to me, I'm really excited now to see how the number operates between the Eagles and the Rams because, what you're going to hear is, the Rams looked better than any team the entire weekend. All right. And we'll act like they never played before, right?
Yep.
Like the Eagles never played the Packers before. That's all right. They'll all learn. They'll all fall soon enough. Joe Lisi, Donnie Rightside, Kevin Walsh. We'll do it again when we do it again. I'll see you tomorrow on Game Time Decisions. We'll have some fun.